Can Hillary Clinton be stopped? Or do we just give up?
Do we just coronate her? No, I think she can be stopped. And I was watching one of the commercials about, one of the sort of lying flip-flop commercials over the weekend. I'm thinking, if anybody really gets to see this, they're going to start to wonder. This is not someone saying this is what she said. Here are the video images of her saying it.
Right, but remember, on Clinton's side, all of the media, I mean, it's all about bashing Trump and ignoring all of her problems.
Yeah.
She's got all the voting machines on her side as they tested in the Democratic primary. She literally stole a primary, and everybody knows it, and it doesn't matter. She's got that on her side, and she's immune to all law. So she can do anything, and not be held responsible for it. How do you stop that?
And apparently that's the way it should be.
How do you stop that?
How you stop it is, you can, if you're one of these super PACs who, thinks Hillary has to be stopped, you go and buy commercials on all these local stations in the states that matter. There are like 4 states that really matter. And that's the way you do it. So that way you're not worrying about whether or not...
But let me interject. There are no super PACs that want to stop her because she represents everything the super PACs want. She's for big oil, big oil. She's for big pharmaceuticals. She's for the arms business. She's for everything that the super PACs want. She is the ideal, they can't control Trump. Nobody knows what Trump is going to do. But with Clinton, pharmaceutical prices are going to be high. There's going to be endless war. Nobody's going to touch Wall Street. So even the Republicans are all coming out supporting her now, and all the neocons support her. She's basically fusing Republican and Democrat foreign policy and taking it even further to the right. So the super PAC thing doesn't fly because every super PAC wants her to win.
Okay, except here's what's going to happen. Super PACs are run by egomaniac control people. And so you're going to have someone break away and just because he's like, hey, I'm not going to be the next guy in on this thing. I'm going to go the other way. And basically, it will be someone or some group who's hoping for some kind of change, because that's really what the country needs. We have roughly 80% of the people in the country think the country's headed in the wrong direction.
Then here's the other thing in the Clinton bag. If you go against Clinton, you end up in a body bag. That's the other thing, is they'll kill you. I mean, the body count just in the last couple weeks is up to about 6. They'll kill you. I mean, why do you think Comey proved her guilty and then but we can't do anything about this? Yeah. So she also has on her side, you will die. You go against me and you die. Let's face it, dude, she cannot be stopped.
Yeah, I think
how do you stop that? How do you stop control of the media, ability to kill anybody anytime you want, completely immune to any law, and backed by every single CEO, global CEO throughout the world? How do you stop? Even if the people don't want her, even if Trump wins 90% of the people to 10%, doesn't matter. How do you stop Clinton? How do you stop somebody immune to the law and who can kill anybody at any time?
All of those were accidental deaths, of course.
Of course.
So I think 5 in the last 6 weeks. Well, I think we have 90 days or so till the election. I think there's going to be a lot happening, and I think the American people are going to have had it up to here.
Right, but it's already been shown in the Democratic primary that people's votes don't matter. The will of the people is meaningless, and then Rachel Maddow will just spin it up. Look over here at how bad Trump is. Let me give you a snarky remark about how bad Trump is, and then Elizabeth Warren will get on her high horse and start talking about how bad Trump is.
She is so embarrassing.
And then all the media will talk about how bad Trump is.
Elizabeth Warren is so embarrassing. She should just fade into the distance because she's been a fraud. She has been a political fraud her whole career. And I called it out on an earlier Political Pals, as you remember.
Right.
And everybody said, "Oh no, you're crazy," and I was totally right. So I'm hoping I'm right about this again. There's going to be, in the debates are going to become very important. And fortunately, we live in a time when,
Well, and the other thing, dude, is Trump doesn't want to win.
well,
Trump is
it's
another mole. Like Clinton put moles into all the Sanders campaign. It's filled with moles. Trump is probably just another. Let's face it, dude. We can't stop her. We can't stop it. Hello, endless
so
war.
just pay me.
Hello, endless war. Hello, TPP. Hello, free reign for the Wall Street. And hello, income inequality going to all-time highs. And there's nothing we can do about it.
Well, somebody should play Bernie's comments about Wall Street and Hillary back in one of those super PAC.
Yeah, well, Sanders is now curled up in a little ball, having to come out of his hole to say, "Go Clinton! You got to vote for Clinton." And then he goes back in his little ball. They completely kneecapped him.
Yep.
You know, he can walk outside with Sarah Silverman and say, "We need to support Clinton."
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
But
and you know who's probably going to be next? Mysterious death? Julian Assange, WikiLeaks guy. He's probably gonna die pretty soon. There's probably some mole in the Ecuadorian embassy that's gonna give him his lunch filled with arsenic.
they've got enough hitmen down there. They just shoot them. So I remember standing in Quito in what was supposed to be a good part of town, and seeing a guy ride by in an SUV holding up a 357 Desert Eagle like this, looking around like, who am I going to kidnap next? So we shall see. I'm hopeful America will pull some fast one on the Clintons, but it hasn't been done yet, and we'll see if we can get it to happen. But at least we have to keep continuing bringing light to the scene.
So you're saying is that maybe Clinton can be stopped?
Maybe. I think maybe. And the reason is, I think new people are going to come out who have given up. They've given up on the political process because they're going to say, wait a second, 90 million of us don't have a job. We stopped looking for a job. So if we have Clinton, do we think we're going to get new jobs? Hell no, we're not going to get new jobs. So really, I think they're going to come out and support Trump just because they're going to say, hey, there's enough of this. We have to have some kind of change.
Right, but Trump isn't doing anybody any favors with. He's a lousy candidate. Let's face it. And
well, he is, but it really shows the frustration of the people.
Right, and
it's just like, look, he's not a professional politician, so let's just get him in there.
But he might not even want to win. It's the other thing. He might not even be in it. Clinton is in it to win it, and everybody's behind her. Bill Maher is in it with her to win it. Maddow's in it with her to win it. Stephanopoulos is in her for it to win it. Vanderbilt kid is in it. Documented surrogate Chuck Todd. Documented surrogate Jake Tapper. Documented surrogate Mrs. Alan Greenspan. All completely pro-Clinton. All the voices that people hear every day. Mario Cuomo, documented surrogate. Even Politico asks permission from the DNC before they will print something. She hasn't had a press conference in almost a year. Everything is controlled. Every single freaking CEO is behind her. All the neocons are behind her. It doesn't matter if the people are or not. They completely kneecap Bernie's people, and now it's just a bunch of granola eaters going to the Green Party, and they're gonna kneecap that and not let them into any of the debates. So it really probably can't be stopped. And she can kill anybody she wants and is not beholden to any law. How do you stop that? It's like Putin. It's literally like Putin.
Yeah, like Putin, and even with the beautiful young girls.
And they both have beautiful young girls. So I don't know. Maybe the discussions from here on out should be how badly is she going to destroy the country, and how much worse can it get?
Let's
how
not
much
give
worse
up yet.
can the income inequality get?
Let's not give up yet. Let's see what happens when we have the first debate. That'll kind of tell us a lot about whether or not Trump is in it to win it or whether he's in it to make his brand.
Well, remember, even in the debate, everyone is going to be against Trump. The moderators are going to be against Trump. The networks are going to be against Trump. The audience is going to be against Trump. Everybody's going to be against Trump. And who knows? Maybe Trump has been threatened.
Let's see. That's what's going to be fun about it.
You know, nothing
but
about this.
Remember
is fun.
this:
nothing
the
about
skeletons never stop falling out of the closet.
No, but when you are not held accountable for those skeletons, it doesn't matter. She can go, look, I'm just going to open all my doors and there's going to be nonstop skeletons. What are you going to do about it? You can't do anything about it. Nobody will hold me responsible for the skeletons. Yeah, nobody will hold me responsible. That's where the attitude changed. Like before, God, maybe one of these skeletons will catch up. But now it's clear that it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. There can be piles of skeletons, and she'll just be on there laughing, going, "What are you going to do about it? Come on, more skeletons. Go ahead." Doesn't matter. I'm not held responsible for anything. And come after me, and you know what? You're another skeleton. You want to be another skeleton? Come after me, bitch. You'll just be another skeleton.
Scott Pelley asked her, have you always told the truth? And she answered it by saying, I've always tried to tell the truth. In her mind, that's all that matters. You know, in other words, I'm lying, but I'm saying I'm trying to tell the truth.
Well,
just trying a little bit.
She doesn't even know anymore. You know, there's no soul there. There's no... Since you're not accountable for anything, you can say whatever you want, and there's no accountability. Since she has no accountability, she can say whatever. It doesn't matter. But the CEOs love it because they know that, oh, yeah, I'm against this. And they know, she's just lying. She's got... We're all so tied up with money.
She gets behind the closed doors, and she's like, you don't really believe any of that stuff I'm saying out there, do you? Come on.
Right.
Give me money. Give me money.
Right. Yeah, here's some more money. We know. Winking. Yeah, we know. And
these people are all idiots. We'll just tell whatever they want to hear.
Basically, dude, we live in a feudal system. It's a straight up feudal system, and we're the freaking the villains, the serfs, and they just take everything, and it's just gonna get worse until there's a black plague or something, and serfs become more valuable. So it looks like Clinton is going to be the thing that happens where things get really, and maybe they'll get even worse because then we'll get like Ted Cruz in 4 years or 8 years, and it was a good run. It was a good run for the U.S. sort of, but it looks like it's coming to an end here.
Fingers crossed you're wrong.
Yeah, well, that's where I ask you. Let's leave on a thing of hope. Can anything stop this machine that has every powerful piece? It's like there's a whole bunch of pawns going against rooks and the queen, with rooks and all the powerful pieces, and it's just a bunch of pawns on the other side. How do you?
We shall see, but I'm holding out hope for the American people. Because otherwise, it's going to be Armageddon.
But the American people don't matter. That's what the Democratic primary taught us, is that the will of the people is meaningless. And even if it comes out, it was all cheating, and go, well, it's over. It was over. It's over now. It doesn't matter that we cheated. It's done.
It was the same on the Republican side because, Trump was getting all the votes and the power machine was trying to shut him down.
Right, but you got to give the Republicans more credit that at least they let the people speak.
Well, they went by the word of the people. They didn't, Of course, if Mitt Romney and the Bushes had had their way, that wouldn't have happened. But I think we'll see. We have one of the Koch brothers, incidentally, William, that's actually for Trump. So that's what I mean about a super PAC that'll come out of the woodwork. He's got the money. If he decides, I don't like my brothers, which he doesn't, I'm just going to mess with them. So we'll have a little rivalry. Somebody put up that commercial I saw over the weekend, and it was damning.
Well,
so that could happen, and a big WikiLeaks thing could happen, and somebody's going to go, wait a second, I'm just going out to vote because, I'm
Well,
one of the 90 million that doesn't have a job. And
they're going to have to address voter fraud because the Democratic primary was stolen. They're going
well,
to have to come out aggressively for that.
well, the two states that are the biggest offenders, of course, are the two crookedest states in the country, New York and California.
And the
So
two
there are,
biggest.
what's that?
And the two biggest, by the way.
Yeah, and the two biggest. So that's why it doesn't really matter when they rig the election in those two states because they're going to be blue anyway. So it's really the states like Florida, New Hampshire, Ohio, maybe Michigan, Pennsylvania, those states.
Well, I guess we got to see if Trump is in it to win it or if he's really another Clinton mole. It could be either one.
Yeah.
And
Well,
right now, he's showing he's not in it to win it, and he is a Clinton mole. That's what we're seeing right now.
he's leaning that way.
He's leaning that way.
So let's see. I think his ego's so big that he'll want to, and his kids, I think, are a little different than he is, and so I think they'll say, "Dad, what the hell are you doing?"
Yeah, but he doesn't want the responsibility of being president and the stress.
Well, that's just a pain. To him, it would be just a pain. Why would he move into a house that's a fraction of the size of his apartment in New York?
Right. Yeah, let's face it, he didn't really want to do it. He didn't really want to do it. But
We'll see.
Clinton wants to make history more than anything. Sadly, her and Obama.
She's already made history. She is now the most crooked politician who's ever run for the presidency.
Right. Well, sadly, when history looks back, Obama and Clinton are going to be right there with Bush too, at the bottom rung of presidents. But what do they care now? Because they can enjoy their millions and their parties at the Vanderbilt kids' estate in Brazil and all the fun stuff that they get to do and people they get to hang out with and fabulous lifestyle they get to live and power they get to control and donors they get to light up with favors.
And Bill's there to party with Katy Perry.
Right, and watch her kiss a girl and like it.